In 1988, Hasbro added a new subline to the G.I. Joe series, the Iron Grenadiers. This consisted of only 2 card figures, the standard Iron Grenadiers Trooper and the Iron Grenadier General Voltar, 2 boxed vehicles with drivers, the D.E.M.O.N tank with Ferret driver, and the AGP jet with nullifier pilot, and finally a boxed deluxe figure, the team leader himself, a new version of Destro. The Iron Grenadiers was a successful enemy subline, second only to the Dreadnoughts in the North American retail release. It continued with more card figures and boxed vehicles with drivers in 1989 and 1990, which is pretty amazing considering most collectors believe this subline to originally be the main rivals to the subline Battle Force 2000. Battle Force 2000 was a short-lived Joe subline whose release stumbled into late 1987 and a general, although altered release in 1988 coinciding with the Iron Grenadiers. You'll notice that all 1988 Iron Grenadier packaging carries the Battle Force 2000 logo, as well as sharing their distinctive blue and purple background. Clearly somewhere in the marketing process, this connection was dropped at the last minute. Even in the commercial animation which introduced the Iron Grenadiers toys, they're fighting against Battle Force 2000 vehicles, but there's no mention of the specific rivalry. It's presented as if Destro is fighting against regular G.I. Joe forces. The comic and cartoon handled the newly outfitted Destro and his Iron Grenadiers differently, but both reached the same conclusion. In the comic, Destro simply forms his own army when the unproductive squabbling between Serpentor and the new Cobra Commander reaches a breaking point. After the death of Serpentor, Destro takes over briefly, but never establishes the Iron Grenadiers as the new outfit, instead of integrating them with Cobra equally. In the DeC animated cartoon, the newly outfitted Destro still works for Serpentor and Cobra, post-1987 animated movie, with the Iron Grenadiers association unmentioned. His troopers don't even make an appearance. Only the 1989 Targats and Annihilators show up in the miniseries, and 1990 Metalhead and Undertows show up during the first season, all of which are used as Cobra troopers with no direct relation to Destro. In the first miniseries, Destro is persuaded to help Cobra Commander defeat Serpentor, once again becoming the number 2 in Cobra. He is never shown as an independent faction. Perhaps the whole Battle Force 2000 vs. Iron Grenadiers was meant to be G.I. Joe in the future? As the G.I. Joe line entered its unprecedented at the time 5th year of production, it would have been normal standard procedure to refresh the series in some way. As the 1987 animated movie got rid of Cobra Commander, it's only natural that Destro would pick up the pieces and lead the enemy forces into the future. It's even hinted at in his file card. Once is past tense. And finally, there's the style chosen for the initial Iron Grenadiers line. Sci-fi Art Deco. Fins and curved lines meet slab-sided surfaces with ornate gold trim really evokes the Oriental and Egyptian-influenced Art Deco style, a style often used in classic sci-fi like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, which to me feels like the designers were planning to set the Iron Grenadiers in the future. It's interesting to speculate on what could have been. The Battle Force 2000 line only added 1 card figure and 1 driverless boxed vehicle the following year before fading into obscurity, while the second and third year of Iron Grenadiers continued strong, dropping the Battle Force 2000 logo of course, but retaining the blue and purple background of their secret origin.